Hi everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. So today I'm going to be bringing you my best of makeup of 2018. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be going through the non-toxic and cruelty-free products that I have discovered during the year 2018. There are products that I've discovered that are part of my everyday makeup routine, products that I love, that I discovered last year or even the previous year, but I'm not going to be including those in this video. I talked about a lot of those in my yearly favorites last year, so if you want to hear about my yearly favorites from last year, I will link that video up above. You can go check that out. This video is just going to be focused on makeup. I'm going to be doing a sequel where I'm going to be talking about hair care, skincare, body care, basically non-makeup items that I've been loving throughout the year. So if you want to see that, be sure to stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you're notified when I post new videos so you guys know when that video will be coming to you. Some of the products in this video were released during the year 2018 and some of the products were ones that I just discovered in the year 2018. So there's going to be a bit of a mix of both. When I was coming up with the products I was going to include in this video, I really went through and thought about like, what are products that have been truly game-changing for me? What are products that I've been reaching for and have kept reaching for? You know, what are the products that I have traveled with throughout the year? The products that I really have come to trust. It was really hard to curate the products that I was going to be talking about in this video, so I do have quite a few of them, but I really feel like there have been a lot of amazing products that I've discovered in 2018, and so I wanted to share the ones with you that I really think make the top of that list. And before I jump in, I have two notes. One is that if you hear a whistling sound, it is super windy while I'm filming today. One of you, I don't remember who it was, mentioned in the comments that you could hear the wind in another one of my videos. For some reason, it's been really windy every time I keep trying to film, but I think that's better than it being really cloudy. The lighting is better today, but it's really windy, so I apologize. If you hear that, you probably will. I haven't been really great about responding to them, but I do read all the comments you guys leave. One other note, I did do a whole bunch of holiday travel, which is why you've not seen a video from me in a little over a week. But I am back now and I'm filming again. But I did film a couple of videos that I didn't have a chance to post before I traveled. I just didn't have a chance to edit. And I really wanted to spend time with my family and friends. So you'll be seeing this kind of holiday backdrop a little bit further into January than I would like. Just going forward, if you see that, that's what's going on. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in. The first product is one that I repurchased because I loved it so much, and I went through an entire one of these, and this is the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. And this foundation has really been a game changer for me. I'm wearing it on my face today, and what do I like about it? First of all, I like the shade. I find that the shade Formentera is a fair shade that actually works on my skin tone, which is kind of huge for me because I have super fair skin and it can be really hard to find foundations that actually match me. I really like the coverage of it. It's not perfectly full coverage, but it is one of the more full coverage foundations that I've discovered in non-toxic beauty. I also like how long it wears on my skin. Like, it wears really well on me during the winter. It wears really well during the summer when my skin gets really oily, when I get sweaty. It has really become my holy grail foundation. When I have a long day, when I know that at the end of the day I'm going to be going out to dinner or have something kind of later in the evening, and I want to make sure that my makeup is really going to last well on me throughout the day, this is a foundation that I apply. I've gone through an entire bottle of this. This is my second bottle. I'm wearing it today. I really love it. It has really been a game-changing foundation for me, and I love how lightweight it is, and it just feels really nice on the skin. I can't say enough good things about it. I think the fact that I've repurchased another one, I'm happily using a second bottle, really does show you how much I've come to love this. So I'm going to do this video in kind of the order I apply products. So I've talked about foundation, now I'm going to move on to concealer. This concealer, if you'd asked me 6 months ago if it would be in my year-end 2018 favorites, I would have been like, you're crazy, there's no way this will make it in. So this is a product I've definitely changed my mind about, and this is the Fitglow Beauty Concealer, and I have it in the shade C1, which is the fairest shade. One thing I will say about the shade is it is actually a shade that is brightening on me. There are very few concealers I have found in conventional and non-toxic beauty, whatever, that are actually brightening on me because my skin is so fair, it almost has to be like white to actually brighten. And this is fair enough that it actually brightens under my eyes. At first I didn't like this concealer because I was having issues with applying it and getting it to set. But I found that using a damp beauty sponge to blend it out and then baking with my 14E setting powder really locks this concealer in place. And what I really love about it is the fact that it is really full coverage and brightening. It really helps when my dark circles are really bad. You wake up some mornings and you just look under your eyes and the dark circles are so dark and you're like, oh gosh, I look like I haven't slept in weeks. This is kind of magic. It really just conceals all of it, brightens it. Yes, it's not perfectly full coverage. Yes, you can still see a little bit of darkness sometimes, but it works better than really almost any other concealer that I've used. I absolutely love this. This is my second one of these concealers. I've already gone through an entire, I guess, tube of this. I repurchased it, am loving it, still using it. It is a standout concealer. I will say this is a note that I really also am loving the Han Skincare Cosmetics concealer. I just got it. It would have been in my December favorites if I'd had December favorites for the month. I will let you guys know when I try it out some more how it compares to this one and which one I like better. The Han Skincare Cosmetics one does remind me a lot of this Fitglow Conceal Plus. So I have another concealer. This one also kind of took me by surprise because I didn't expect much from it. And this is the PYT Beauty Concealer, and I have the shade Fair Neutral. There is quite a large shade range with this concealer. I forgot how many there were, but there are a lot of shades. Shout out to PYT Beauty for their wide shade range. I think this speaks a lot about the concealer that I did take this with me when I was traveling for the holidays. And this is the only concealer that I use to conceal acne spots. But what I also like about it is that you can use it under your eyes as well. I found that it is a very lightweight concealer. It's good for those days where you just want a little bit of concealing. This is very heavy duty. I feel like with the Fitglow Conceal Plus, you want to use it on a day where you're wearing very full coverage makeup, where you're going for a very glam look. But sometimes you want just like a lighter makeup day and you just want to throw on a little bit of concealer and run out the door. And this is really great for that. Like I said, it is the only concealer I have found that I will use under my eyes and on acne spots. I just really like it, and I think the price of it is really good. I appreciate the large shade range. It just is a good concealer. All right, I was kind of hinting at this, but of course this is going to be in my year-end favorites as well. This is the 14E Prime and Set Powder. I tried this out on a whim. I'd heard some people talking about it, heard some people liking it, and I bought it and was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I probably won't like it. I have oily skin. I love it. In the summer, I really like using it under my foundation. It works really well under the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation as a primer. And I know that sounds really weird to prime with powder, but it definitely does help on those days where it is really hot, your skin's getting really oily. Laying down a powder really does help to mattify the foundation a little bit, because this is slightly dewy. It's not a perfectly matte foundation. It's not overly dewy. Like, I find it to be a very comfortable finish. But during the summer, sometimes I want that to be a little bit more matte. So if I layer this underneath the foundation, it really helps to mattify it down a little bit and give it even a longer wear time. I also really come to love this for setting under my eyes. I really do like the RMS Unpowder, but that thing is really intense. It is super drying, and if you really want something to be locked into place and not move at all, that powder is really good for that. But this powder sets things, and it doesn't set things quite as well as that one, but it's also not as drying. So if you want things to be kind of more just set but not completely dry, I think that this is much better. And I can bake with this powder. I can also just dust it under my eyes. Like, it really is just a good powder. It sets well, not overly drying. It's kind of everything you could want in a powder. A lot of these products I feel like took me by surprise, and they weren't products that I thought would be in my year-end favorites. But this one here is the blush from PYT Beauty. It's the Heartbeat blush in the shade Exhale, which is this really pretty dusty pink shade. If you've been watching my videos and watching me talk about the PYT products for a while, this originally had writing on it, but I've been using it so much that I have worn the writing off. And while I was traveling for the holidays, this is the only blush I took. I didn't take a cream blush. I took this one. And I'm normally not that much of a powder blush person. but I really just love the shade of this. I love how buildable it is. I love how easy to apply it is. I like how it wears on my cheeks throughout the day and doesn't fade. It's just a good blush. It's gotten me back into using a powder blush. I just like the shade of it. It's just this pink that's like a little bit peachy, but not too peachy, and it's not too cool toned of a pink. It's just like the perfect shade, and especially for my fair skin, it just looks good. And I can use warm eye makeup with it. I can use a warm lip. I can use cool eye makeup with a cool toned lip, and it still works with this blush. So it's a very, very versatile blush. And I just like that it is so light, because for fair skin, it makes applying this blush really easy. I think if you have a deeper skin tone though, it might not be the best shade. And this is the matte PYT blush. I know that they also have some shimmer blushes as well. I haven't tried those, but I really liked this matte one. I didn't really think I would have another powdered blush in my year-end favorites, but here I am, and I absolutely love it. This blush here is one that when I saw it in the store, I would never have purchased. And this is the Rituel de Fille Blush in Desire. This is the one I'm wearing on my cheeks today. It is to me a more cool toned berry shade, and even though it doesn't look that way in the pan, when I get it and I get it all blended out, if for some reason it's just this really beautiful, really natural blush shade. And I didn't expect that color to look good on me, but I really love it. I got this in January 2018, and I have been just reaching for this blush all year long. Like, that's what struck me about it. I was going back through my Instagram and trying to figure out like what products I'd really been loving throughout the year, and reminding myself of what products I'd picked up during 2018. And I saw this blush and I was like, oh yeah, I purchased that all the way back in January, and I am still reaching for it all the time. I'm wearing it today and I love it. I cannot say enough good things about this blush. You can tell where my weaknesses are. I've got quite a few blushes. Another blush I've really been loving throughout the year is this one from Juice Beauty. This is their Last Looks Cream Blush in the shade Flush. It is more of an orangey toned blush. This is the Juice Beauty blush swatch right here. And I didn't think I would like it because it is such a warm toned blush. But if I am doing a really warm toned makeup look and I kind of want that summer bronzy tanned look, this is the perfect blush. I really do like it. And I think part of what I like about this formula is it is quite sheer. It's like pigmented and sheer at the same time. The one from Rituel de Fille is very pigmented. Like, it is definitely a blush that you need to use a little bit and blend a lot. This blush here, it's got pigment, but it's sheer enough that it's easier to get it blended out than the Rituel de Fille. I guess what I'm saying is I like the color of the Rituel de Fille, but if I were to go on a formula, I would prefer the Juice Beauty formula because I just find it easier to work with. But it is very blendable, and it really just does give you that warm flush. When I traveled over Thanksgiving, this is the one and only blush I brought with me, so it definitely is a really good blush and one that I've enjoyed using. And the last blush, it's probably not a surprise to you, is this one from Kara Weiss. And this is the shade Embrace, which is this really pretty peachy tone shade. I've got Embrace swatched over here. So Embrace, as you can see, is more pink than Flushed, but more peachy than Desire. You can see here is I've got 3 different blushes that I like for 3 different purposes. And I have to say, out of all the cream blush formulas I have tried, the Kara Weiss formula just blows all the other ones out of the water. It is by far the easiest to work with, the easiest to blend, the easiest to build. The Juice Beauty is similar, but the Kara Weiss is just even a step above. It is definitely an outstanding blush formula. And I don't know if it's worth the price. Like, it's just so expensive. The price is really hard for me to swallow with the Kara Weiss blush. But the formula is definitely a step above. It is by far the easiest cream blush formula to work with. It is just a great product. I'm really happy I picked that blush up. Moving from blush to highlighter, I've got 2 highlighters. One is by Rituel de Fille, and this is the highlighter in the shade Ghostlight. And this highlighter looks really unassuming in the pan, but once you swatch it, as I have here on my hand, it's got a bit of a purple reflect to it. And I don't know why I love this highlighter so much. It's not a really natural highlighter. It definitely is one that is going to stand out on your cheeks, but it is just so beautiful that I reach for it a lot. And I love cream highlighters, and this one is just an outstanding cream highlighter, but you have to want something with that purple shift. And that's what I have to say about the Rituel DP products in general. I feel like a lot of their products are very much like makeup artist products. Like they are really pigmented cream blushes. They're really intense pigmented cream eyeshadows. With this highlight here, it's a very intense, very glowy highlighter, but it's definitely got a purple shift. So if you're looking for something different to give you that very avant-garde effect, this is definitely one to reach for, but I feel like if you apply it sparingly, you can definitely make it a more wearable look. And especially if you pair it with like a more cool toned pink blush, it can kind of blend into that blush. It's something I've worn quite a bit since I got it. I got it the same time that I got the Desire blush. I picked them up together at Credo Beauty, and yeah, a year later, still loving them, still wearing them. And this product here, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that I like it because it's been a cult favorite for a long, long time. And this is the RMS Beauty Living Luminizer. I'm so glad I got this. I am wearing this on my cheeks today. It is a really beautiful highlight. It is more of a cool toned silvery highlight. I have it really built up on my cheeks, but you can definitely be more sparing with it and get a more natural glow. But it is just beautiful and it wears so well and it's just so easy to work with. Neither of those highlights pick up your blush or pick up your foundation and move them around. Neither do any of the cream blushes. I've had that issue sometimes with some cream highlighters and some cream blushes where they pick up the products that you have underneath and kind of lift them up so you can see your skin underneath, but all of these cream products leave everything intact, but they're still easy to blend, they're still easy to work with. These are all products that I apply with just my fingers. Like that is how easy they are to work with. If you've been thinking about picking out the Living Luminizer, after years of hearing people talk about it and being like, it can't be that good, it really is that good and I love it. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to eyeshadow. This category was particularly hard for me because there have been a lot of amazing palettes that have come out in 2018 and I've had so much fun trying them all out, but I've narrowed it down to two. And there are lots of other palettes that I love, but these are two that really have stood out to me. So the first one is the Aether Beauty Rose Quartz eyeshadow palette. And this is what I have on my eyes today, and I really have come to love it. Honestly, at first I was not so sure about it, especially because I really don't use these gray tones over here. They're not that they're not good, I just don't like how they look on me. But I really have come to love like this, I guess like 2/3 of the palette over here. The eyeshadows are just really pretty. I love how shimmery the metallics are. I've really come to like how these 4 shades in the middle here are kind of like a metallic top coat. They're just beautiful. Whenever I use this eyeshadow palette, I'm always really impressed by how well the shadows perform, how easy they are to blend, how long they wear on my eyes. It checks all the boxes. The palette's expensive. It's $58. It's expensive. But at the end of the day, in terms of what I reach for, I end up reaching for this one a ton. And I had to clean it up. I mean, it still looks a little dirty, but it was covered in eyeshadow from me just using it all the time. Like it is definitely an outstanding palette. I do personally miss having a mirror in it. I understand in terms of it being more friendly for recycling, not having a mirror. I wish it had a removable mirror like the Beauty Counter palette, but if I had to compare those two palettes and really think about which one I prefer, I have to go with this one. When I really sit down and think about which palette I reach for more, the Beauty Counter or the Aether Beauty, it is the Aether Beauty. And the Aether Beauty came out with a new palette. I think it's a limited edition one. It's another gemstone palette. I like that branding. I actually think I'm going to pick that eyeshadow palette up today because I honestly really love this one and I feel like I would regret not getting the other one. The next eyeshadow palette. This would be in my December favorites if I had December favorites, but I don't. I was humming and hawing about whether I was actually going to include it in this video because I've only had it for like a month. I have not had it for that long. But when I traveled for the holidays, I was gone for 10 days. And I only took this eyeshadow palette with me. I did not feel like I was missing anything. Like I felt like I could get all the eyeshadow looks I wanted and just felt completely satisfied. And this is the new Clove and Hello Sunrise palette. I adore this palette. It is a really, really great palette, and I know that I haven't had it for that long. The fact that I chose it to travel with, I then traveled with it, and I felt zero regrets about traveling with it. Like I felt like I had everything I needed. Says a lot. I love how the shadows perform. The metallics are really metallic. The mattes are really pigmented but blendable and buildable. They're kind of everything you want in a palette. I will be bringing you a full kind of review tutorials using this palette coming up soon, probably mid to late January. This has been an outstanding palette. Out of all the palettes I've tried in 2018, which we know I've tried a lot, these two are the ones that I think are the best in terms of quality, in terms of pigmentation, in terms of blendability. It was really hard for me to narrow it down to those two, but when I really thought about it, these two are the ones that definitely are the outstanding palettes for me for 2018. So we're moving on to my next category, which are lip products. I'm a huge lipstick lover. Well, I guess I love blushes, I love eyeshadows, and I love lipsticks. So it's kind of, those are my weaknesses. And I have a lot of lip products to talk about because I have found a lot of awesome products in the year 2018. Some of them are new, some of them are ones that I finally got around to discovering. The first one I'm going to share is this one from Kosas, which is what I'm wearing currently. And this is Kosas Royal, which is this beautiful berry plummy shade. And I really am just so impressed by Kosas lipsticks. This lipstick is really pigmented, really comfortable, wears well on me. I don't really know what more you could ask for in a lipstick. It is one of the few berry toned bullet lipsticks that I actually like wearing because I'm always worried about shades like this bleeding, moving outside the lines, fading weirdly, or just transferring in general. And this does transfer and it does fade, but it does it so minimally that it doesn't bother me. Like, I feel comfortable wearing this lipstick throughout the day and I'm not worried about it. And I don't know why it took me so long to try out Kosas lipsticks, but I have been loving this one and I'm looking forward to purchasing some other shades in the future. Another lipstick, and I'm going to talk particularly about this shade, but in general, Red Apple lipsticks, do we need to say anything more? I love them. We all know this. Their lipsticks are incredible, and I particularly love the shade Mabel. This is a shade Mabel swatch right here. It is just this really pretty rosy pink shade. It's got a little bit of berry to it, but I really in general just love the Red Apple lipstick formula. It is an incredible formula. It is so long wearing, so comfortable. The shades are pigmented. It's just a beautiful formula, and this shade Mabel has been one that I've been wearing since the day I picked it up. I love Barcelona. I also really like Rebel, which I picked up during the Black Friday sale. Barcelona is more of a brick red, Rebel is more of a true blue toned red. I just love the Red Apple lipstick formula, and this shade Mabel is just perfect. Another standout lipstick formula for me has been the new Ilia Color Block lipsticks. Ilia re-released their lipsticks. They upgraded their formula, they made them more pigmented, and I am completely in love. The shade I have is Rosette. I've swatched it next to Mabel. You can see it's definitely more of a warm toned pink shade, but I absolutely love it. It is so creamy, it is so comfortable, it is so long wearing, it is everything that I want in a lipstick. I definitely would like to pick up more shades of the Color Block lipstick as well. There are very few lip products I have more than one of a certain brand or type, but when I start wanting to purchase more of that from that same brand, that to me is a sign of how much I like that formula. I have been wearing that Ilia lipstick in the shade Rosette kind of non-stop since I got it. I also have an Axiology lip crayon in the shade Enduring that I've been loving as well. This is the first Axiology lip crayon that I've tried out. I got it in a Petit Four box and I'm kind of sold. It's similar to Rosette. I've got it swatched down here from Ilia, but it's a little bit browner, a little bit deeper. And I honestly love this for the same reason I love all the other ones. It is really long wearing, really creamy, really comfortable, and even though it's such a deep color, it stays on my lips so well. If you've noticed the theme, I like lipsticks that are long wearing, pigmented, and comfortable. Like, that is really what I want when I'm looking for a lipstick, and these all check those boxes. They're all kind of equal in my mind in terms of long wearingness. That Axiology lip crayon is also incredible. I would like to pick up some more shades of that as well, and I really like what Axiology as a brand is doing. They're cruelty-free, they're vegan, they also are palm oil-free as well, so they're trying to be better for the environment as well as for animals and also for us because they're non-toxic as well. So it's really just an all-around awesome brand. And I definitely would like to try out some more products from them. The last lip product is the Fitglow lip serums. And I actually have 2 of these now. This is the shade Nudie, which is the original one that I got. And I now have also added the shade Deep to my collection. And I think I should start off by saying, in case you aren't as familiar with me and my channel, that I am not a lip gloss lover. Like, they're just not my favorite type of lip product. So we've talked about I like things that are pigmented and long wearing, which is kind of the opposite of what a lip gloss is. But the Fitglow lip serums really are kind of life-changing for me. Like, they have made me completely fall in love head over heels with a lip gloss formula. They are surprisingly pigmented for a lip gloss. They also stay on fairly well. They're so comfortable and so nourishing that even though I do have to reapply them, it is worthwhile for me to do so. This is the shade Nudie swatch right here, and as you can see, it is really quite pigmented, and the shade Deep, I don't have it with me at this moment, is also really pigmented as well. This is a lip gloss formula that it's crazy expensive. It is like $40+, but I love them. Particularly during the winter, I really like these because during the winter my lips get dry and it feels so nice to have these on. I took the lip serum in the shade Deep with me while I was traveling for the holidays, particularly when I was flying on airplanes. Like, that was the lip product I was applying because it's so nourishing, but it also just gives such a nice color to your lips. If you're like me and typically don't like lip glosses, these are the ones that are probably going to change your mind. The final product I'm going to be talking about is a mascara. And this one is one that's been talked about for many years, and I finally got around to trying it out, and now I'm in love. This is the Honest Beauty mascara, and this mascara is unique because it comes with a primer and a mascara all in one. And the primer is like a fiber primer, so it's white, and when you coat it on your eyelashes, they actually look white because you can see the primer actually coating your lashes. And then the mascara is just a black mascara that then goes over the primer. There's a couple things about it that are amazing. The first thing is that it is super lengthening, but it also is volumizing as well. So it gives you length and volume simultaneously. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that there is that fiber primer. So it's actually physically building up your eyelashes, adding fibers to them to make them longer, to make them thicker. But what I also love about it is it stays in place. It does not move, it does not budge, it does not smudge, it does not flake. Like, once I get it on my eyelashes, it's staying there. Like, I can cry, I can go out in the rain, that mascara doesn't move. In fact, it's actually a little tricky to get off at the end of the day, but to me it is worth it to have to struggle to get it off a little bit because I don't worry about it during the day. Like, I don't worry about looking like a raccoon or it's smudging or just moving around. Like, it is staying in place. And the other thing that also has sold me on this mascara is the price and accessibility of it. This tube I actually picked up in my local Target. I walked in, one of my Targets carries Honest Beauty in the store, and I was able to just buy the mascara there. And I believe it's around $14, $15, so the price of this mascara can't be beat, especially because mascaras are a product that every 3 or so months you need to replace. And that is a product that truly needs to be replaced every 3 months because you don't want bacteria accumulating in your mascara. You want to make sure you're avoiding eye infections, so you have to replace your mascara. So to me, spending a lot of money on mascara is really difficult to stomach because of that. So with the way this one performs, how it looks, and the price and the accessibility of it, I don't think it can be beat. And honestly, like, I hate to say this, but I haven't really wanted to use any other mascara since I've gotten this one. Like, it's kind of made me push all my other mascaras aside. That includes my Well People mascara, my Root mascara. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed hearing about my favorites for the year 2018. Stay tuned to hear about my hair care, skincare, body care favorites as well, and let me know in the comment section down below, what was your favorite makeup discovery or discoveries, if you're like me and can't pick one, of the year 2018? What products really have stood out to you? I hope that 2019 is wonderful for you guys and you have a happy new year. One of my goals for 2019 is to hit 2,000 subscribers before I graduate from graduate school. I will be graduating in May, so if you're watching this video and have not yet subscribed to my channel, help me reach my goal of 2,000 subscribers by May. So if you haven't subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my Instagram as well. My handle's at naturallybeautifulgirl. I post other non-toxic, cruelty-free content on there as well. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!